Hey everyone, and welcome to my next Sims 3, my next Symbiote Current Household Sims 4 room makeover. Ooh, boy. I'm winging these off the cuff just because I feel like it's a little more natural. So I have started implementing more custom content into my game, and once this family has some more money, we're going to continue redecorating the house as much as possible, but they are broke right now. As you can see right now, they have 14,000, but after this room, they're going to have like 1,000. So something to keep in mind. Now, this room is going to be for one of the teenage boys. But I like to, I really want to talk about my design aesthetic in general. The kind of thing I go for tends to be in jewel tones, mostly because I don't do well with light colors myself because of my skin sensitivity. Light colors reflect more light. You know how it is. And so I always kind of keep that in mind when I'm making rooms, unless I feel like the character just is completely contraindicated to that. But ultimately, I wanted to take this room in particular from a very childish animal theme to something more artistic, which is why this room is meant for Dexter. It has like a little science activity thing that I'm going to put in later, but mostly it's just art. So going through, I wanted to find bold statement pieces that would offset the red of the walls and the white of the carpet, and shopping for lights was actually quite frustrating. It wasn't really very difficult, but finding exactly what you want and having it fit in the space and all that, making sure everything's correct in color and all that jazz, it can be a little intimidating, and I haven't done very much building in The Sims 4 yet, which I think is really important. I need to get in there and do some more. I'd love to hear from you in the comments as to what you would like to see in terms of makeovers for these rooms. If you have some suggestions for the other child room for the son, the main bedrooms for the two adult couples. I do want to make this family bigger at some point, but I definitely want a lot of money and turn aging back on again and get Susie and Nancy, maybe have them adopt or whatever. We'll see how it plays out. I think that'd be kind of fun. I always get a little over-attached to my Sims. It's hard for me to let them go, but I think it'll be okay. What I'm finding is I like the versatility in how you can stack items and the free space, and the way you can put art and other objects on the walls. But I also, I also find a little bit of analysis paralysis when I'm putting together these rooms. As you can see, I'm just picking one thing after another, just waiting for inspiration to strike. And that's really kind of how I do things, but overall my design aesthetic tends to be more towards the clutter. If I have a Sim and it seems right for them that they have like a really sort of sleek, minimal build, that's fine. That's cool. I felt like the house in 100 Baby, the initial house after it was built, it had a very open air loft type feel, which I really loved, but that's not something that I would try to achieve on my own in a real life situation. I actually missed that house quite a bit. Growing up, many of you know my grandmother was rather austere. We had sort of a rocky relationship in places, and I found that my way of taking control back was always to have things be a little bit cluttered. I like stuff. It absorbs noise, it makes you feel cozy. I just like stuff. So that's kind of the impetus and why I made these choices. Another thing is I started doing this in particular with my Monte Vista house. I like to have bookshelves that are, well, bookshelved, bookended by chairs or lamps or whatever, just to fill out the space. And what I'll do is typically I'll bring up the walls, start with the art, make sure that everything is spaced appropriately, and I think it helps. The versatility really does make a difference. Here's where I started getting into the art. I cannot remember the other son's name right now, and I hate myself for it, but it's Dexter is the son who's getting this room. And I went with sort of a semi-scientific semi-artistic thing, because obviously they're twins. He's been influenced by his brother's obsession with science, and as a result, he has created many, many pieces of art which are representative of nature and science and things like that. And also he's been influenced by his older sister too, because she is a very talented game designer, and she started off studying science and astronomy and all of that. So, like, I like to imagine that he created that lamp that is hanging on the from his ceiling. And what I love also is you get all these posters, a lot of variety in the posters, which has been pretty cool. And I don't know, it's just the way you can stack them and make things sort of messy, and the freedom. I'm really starting to get into The Sims 4. I dropped something. I'm starting to get into The Sims 4 in a way that I wasn't aware that I was going to. And the more content they give and the freer they make it and all of that, if you haven't seen my cash and show for the latest Sims 4 stuff pack, you should go check that out. I do a little bit of a breakdown of the outfits where I just write sort of fashion show, like old style fashion show MC announcements. I'm multitasking right now, sorry. Where I write old fashioned MC announcements for the clothes individually, and I would love for you to check that out. I will put the link in the drop bar in the description, and I will do my absolute best to remember to put an annotation at the end of this as well. Right now the room is progressing along pretty well. It was frustrating for me because with the first room I redid with that kitchen, I had already envisioned what I wanted in my kitchen. Now this isn't a room I would actually make for myself. And in fact, we're going to be doing a lot of work to make over our house over the next year, the house I'm living in. We have a new roommate. Some of you may know Crystal from the last Loot Crate or from like my roundabout videos. She is moving in, and we have big plans to, like, the Loot Crate room where we record. We're going to be repainting that. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. And so I feel as though this sort of design aesthetic, this space usage is what I'm going to aim for in that room overall, but I don't want it to be too cluttered or busy because I'm going to be recording live action stuff in there. But I also want it to feel like something that belongs in my home. And the kitchen remodel videos that I want to share, they are definitely a significant portion of that. So that's something to keep in mind. Sorry, I took my glasses off. I'm putting on, I had to put on a little sunblock, so that's what I was doing. Yeah, so I feel like a good way to continue forward would be to do some more of these makeover videos, make money for these Sims in the off time, like play in my off time and see if I can make more money. Try not to let any big life events happen in between, and just really give the rest of you a full sense of my personal taste, because I would like for you all to understand where I'm coming from and why I choose the things I choose. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. I also want to work on building. I need to go in and watch some talented builders out there and get a sense of that, because that's how I became more comfortable with building in the game before. I feel as though this room for a teenage boy is pretty comfortable. A nice double bed, a nice rich, I mean, actually it would be perfectly fine for a teenage girl too. It'd be fine for anybody. I love red. I love how bold the reds available in the game are. I do wish that we had the creative style, but obviously they're going for a game which runs a lot faster and more efficiently. So that's definitely something to consider, and I keep that in mind. And also, I wanted to ask in the comments, I am going to be rebooting my my Runaway Teen series in The Sims 4 that I started. I did like 6 episodes. I'm going to be rebooting that using the tents from Outdoor Retreat. So I think that's going to make it a lot easier, so I don't have to finagle around with that building and stuff, but their lives will still be kind of difficult, and they'll have to use the public bathroom and all of that, and like that's going to keep them from being too excited. And I'm going to have to check to see if Tigger 1983 updated the Runaway Teen Challenge for The Sims 4. because that would be cool. And I'm also very much wanting to pick up again with the Secret Agent Challenge. So here's a good look at the room. Thank you for letting me ramble and listening to me go on and on and on about things that don't necessarily have to do with this room, but I figured it might make it easier for you all to understand where I'm coming from. So yeah, I wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Please remember to give this video a rating, a like, a subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and a favorite maybe even a share. It's incredibly helpful. I'm trying to get back on my feet, and I hate to even ask. It's my fault that I haven't been uploading very much, but now is the time that I really have to push forward, that I've really got to put that extra work in, because this is important to me, and you're all important to me, and you've all been so supportive and wonderful. I know that's something that I keep saying, and I've reiterated a number of times, but I hope you all are able to comprehend what you've done for me. And that's really way more than I could ever ask. So I did get him a camera because he likes to be artistic, and I gave him some little knickknacks. And we're pretty much going to be wrapping up here in a few seconds. So yeah, just if you don't mind, please remember to do those things: likes, favorites, shares, all that. Send it as a share on Twitter or whatever. Talk, share amongst your friends. And I will see you next time. I adore you all. Bye.